Welcome all to the session. Today we are going to discuss about influence line diagram for the determinate beams. Okay, so far we have discussed about simply supported beams, which comes under statically determinate structure. Okay, next we are going to discuss about overhanging beam. It also comes under statically determinate beams. Okay, so for this overhanging beam, we are going to compute the influence line diagrams for reaction, for bending moment and shear force. Okay, so far we have seen the basic concepts in influence line diagram. So this will be easy for us to follow. Okay, shall we start? Okay, so for this, I am choosing one overhanging beam. You all know what is meant by overhanging beam. Either side of the beam will be beam. Either side of the support in the beam will be free. Okay, ends of the beam will be free. The supports may be placed in the intermediate position. Here I have chosen one overhanging beam, which is overhanging only in the right side of the beam. Okay, I am naming this support as A and this support as B. Okay, this free end is denoted as C. So now I am here making one section that is named as D and here marking one section as E. So next we have to mark the dimensions of the beam. Okay, so the clear span between the two supports is L. Okay, and the distance between this support B and the free end C is denoted as A. And this section, this point we have considered. Okay, that is the point D from the left support is denoted as Z. And from the right support, from the free end to the point E, it is denoted as Z1. So far we have discussed about the beam and its dimensions. Next, what we are going to do is, the first step in computing the influence line diagram is we have to place the unit load. Okay, so we are going to apply the unit load. Here we are going to place the unit load in three different places. Okay, let me draw that first. This is simply supported ends. Okay, here is the point D. Here we will be having the point C. This is E. Okay, for the first case, I am going to place the unit load in the point D. So this distance from the end, from the left end is X. Okay, you all know this portion as a reaction called RA and this portion as a reaction called RB. Okay, next we are going to draw the second position where we are going to place the unit load. This is C, B, A, here you are having D. Now I am going to place this unit load between the point D and B. So now the distance from the left end to this unit load will be X up to the point of unit load. And coming to the third condition. Okay, this is third condition. So you would have guessed now, okay, where I am going to place the unit load. You would have guessed now, okay. So now I am going to place the unit load in the portion BC. Okay, so this distance from the right end will be X. So these are the three different positions of placing the load. So first we should be clear about that. First position, second position and third position of the load. Since it is a movable load, we are going to place the load in three different positions. First one is between the portion A and B. Okay, between the portion A and B. In second case, it is between the portion D and B. In third condition, it is between the portion B and C. First, you will all will be clear about this. Okay. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to draw the influence line diagram for reaction RA. Okay. We are going to find the influence line diagram for the reaction at A. That is called RA. So whenever we are going to find the influence line diagram for anything, you have to find that component. Since here we are discussing about the reaction at A, first you should know what is the reaction at A. So what I am doing is first I am taking the first condition. Okay. That is when the load is placed in the portion AB. That is the first condition. Okay. First I am taking this first condition, and what I am doing is I have to take the moment about B. So that only I will obtain the value of RA. So first I should know the value of RA, then only I can compute the influence line diagram for RA. For that purpose, I am going to take moment about, okay, summation of moment about B. இது வந்து in the first figure. Okay, in the first figure I am this moment is with respect to the first condition. Okay, so be conscious about it. So whenever I take moment about B in the first figure, what happens means RA into its corresponding distance is L. You all know this, the distance between A and B is L. We are taking moment about B. So RA is acting in the point A. So RA into L. So this is RA into its corresponding distance is L. Okay, this will act like this. Left clockwise means it is positive. Okay, next minus unit load into its corresponding distance is L minus X equal to 0. This minus sign is because if the load is acting downwards means it will create anti-clockwise moment. Okay, this anti-clockwise moment in the left of the support means then a sign for that is negative. Okay, so that only we have marked here negative sign. Here we have marked this negative sign. So the value of RA will become as L minus, for my convenience I am writing this span capital L as small l. Okay, into, if you wish you can follow that, or you follow by keeping it as a capital L itself. Okay, so L minus X divided by L. Okay. The power to this is 1. You all know, because it has no power, so the variation of the influence line diagram will be linear. The variation of influence line diagram for the reaction at A will be linear in case of overhanging beam. That overhang is provided only in the right side portion of the support. Okay, so next what we are going to do is, this is for considering the figure 1, that is considering the condition 1. I have obtained this RA value. Okay, now I am going to take the third figure, which means I am considering the load to move from the portion B to C. So now I have chosen the third figure. Okay, whenever I take moment about this point, now I am going to take moment about this point B means, sorry, about B means what happens, RA into, so RA will be equal to RA into, when I am taking moment about the point B with respect to the figure 3, that is the third condition, means what happens, we are taking moment about this point B. So RA into its length, the corresponding perpendicular distance is L, that is small l or capital L, whatever you may assume. Then we are taking that unit load in this direction. Okay, so 1 into its corresponding distance is, total span here is A. Okay, so we are going to consider only this distance, that is the distance between the point B and the point of application of the unit load. So we are going to take only this distance. So it will become as A minus X equal to 0. So the value of RA here will be minus A minus X divided by L. Okay. For the first condition, okay, in the first condition, the value of RA is taken as L minus X by L. Okay, here it is linear variation. This is according to the figure 1. And this is according to the condition 3. That is the third condition. Okay. Next, what we are going to do is, we are going to find the value of the ordinate. For that, in the first case, okay, this is the first case, right? Please wait. So you all know now the value of RA is L minus X by L according to the figure 1, and the value of RA is minus of A minus X divided by L according to the condition 3. So now I am not going to apply this, I am going to adopt the value of X, okay, because X is a variable here, am I right? This unit node is going to move from this point to the end of the beam, so X is the variable. So in the first case, it is only in the portion A and B. Okay. So what will be the value of X is, for the first case I am doing. Okay. First case means this value. Okay. X will be equal to 0 and up to X equal to L. Okay. Whenever I apply X equal to 0, RA value will become 1. Whereas here it will become 0. And with respect to third condition, the X value will move from L to, okay, the X value will move from 0 to A, because L is over here. Up to this, the L is over. Here itself, it's starting the value of A. Okay, so here the value of A is 0 and here the value is A. X equal to 0 to X equal to A. Now the value of RA becomes, here I am going to apply this value in the third condition RA. Okay. So whenever I apply the value of X as 0, this value becomes minus A by L. And for the second case, it will become as 0. Have you all got it? Now the influence line diagram will be like this. Because at the point A you have obtained, whenever the point X equal to 0, the value of RA is 1. So it will be like this. Whenever the point of, whenever the unit layer moves to the point L, the value becomes 0. Okay, this is the distance L. From here to this point it is A. Okay. Now when the value starts from 0, the RA value becomes minus A by L. When it is A, this becomes 0. Means it is coming like this. Here the X value is 0, here the X value is A. Let me clear this. According to first condition, X equal to 0 here and X equal to L here. And according to the third condition, that is according to the third figure, the value of X here is 0 and the value of X here is A. So here the value will become as A by L, minus A by L. So it comes in the downward direction. Okay, it will be like this. So this is the influence line diagram. Okay, for reaction A in the overhanging beam. Okay. So far we have found how to draw the influence line diagram for the reaction at the support A. Okay. Next we are going to find the influence line diagram for the reaction at B. Okay, at the support B. For this, what I am going to do is, we know we are having 3 different cases. First one is like this. This is A, this is B, this is C. Here is the point E, here is the point D. I will be applying the unit load in this portion. This is first loading condition. Okay. And in the second loading condition, I will be applying the load in this region. Okay. I will be applying in this region, that is between D and B. This is called D and B, and this is called A and B. But in the third condition, I'll be applying the unit load in the portion here. Okay. So this is in the portion BC. Now we are going to find the influence line diagram for the reaction at the point B. For that, what I am going to do is I am going to take the first condition. That is, I am applying the load in the portion AB means what happens? I'll be taking moment. Okay. Summation of moment about B equal to 0. So that RA into the distance is L. Okay. Then the value of 1 into L minus X. Sorry. Wait. We are going to find the value of RB, right? So we have to take moment about RA. Okay, sorry, moment about A. Then RB into L minus 1 into X will be equal to 0. You know the sign convention. So the value of RB will become X by L. Okay. Now you know this X is a variable, which means the distance is here, this distance. Okay, the distance between the moving load and from the left support is denoted as a small x. That is the variable because the load is moving from the point 0 to the point L in this case. So x will be equal to 0 and x will be equal to L. Then the value of RB will become 0 when x equal to 0. Value of RB will be equal to 1 when the value of x is equal to L. Okay, and we are going to choose the third condition, that is we are going to apply the unit load in the portion BC. What happens? Now also we are going to take moment about the point A. So only we can find the value of RB. Okay, now I am taking moment about A means what happens? What happens means RB into L. Okay, here is the RB, okay, into L because we are considering the point A. So RB into L minus unit load. Here is the unit load. Okay, you know the distance between this point to this point as X. Okay, so it will become like L plus A minus X. Okay, the distance is, this is L, up to this L. This distance is L and you know this distance is X. So this distance will be A minus X. Okay, so the value of RB will be L plus A minus X divided by L. Now again I am going to apply the value of X equal to 0 and X equal to A. Okay, when X is equal to 0, the value of RB will become L minus A divided by L. When the value of X is equal to A, the RB value will become 1. A means this point. Okay, I'll show it in different color. Hope you all know. X will be 0, here it is L. And X will be 0 and here it will be A in the second portion. Okay, so you should know that whenever I am applying X equal to 0, here X equal to 0, X equal to L. Okay, here I am applying X equal to 0 means this point. Applying X equal to A means this point. Okay, in this point at the support B, the value of the reaction will be maximum, that is 1. The both the cases it is 1. Whereas when x equal to 0, in the left portion it is 0. The value of RB is 0. But in the right portion, the value of RB is L plus x. Not minus, because we are going to apply this minus sign also. Then it will be become as plus. L plus A by L. Okay, clear? Next, what we are going to find is influence line diagram for the force at the point D. Okay, influence line diagram for force at D. It is denoted as FD. Okay. For this, what I am going to do is, I am going to apply the unit load in both the three positions, that is between AB, between DB and between B and C. Okay. First, I'm going, whenever I apply the unit load in the portion AD, what happens means, this is the point D. Am I right? This is the point D. So, whenever you are going to find the force means, you have to take either side of the point you are considered. Now, the point I considered is D. Okay. So, either I may choose the left portion of the point or maybe the right portion of the point. Here, the left portion of the point is only A. That is the reaction, sorry, right portion of the thing is only or B, because if I consider left portion, I will be having a unit load 1 also, so it will be critical for me to determine the value of the force in the point D. So I am considering the right portion because there I am having only the support reaction value at the point D, at the point B. Okay. So for considering FD, since this is upward direction, okay, when for considering the shear force, right upward means the value will be negative. So minus RB, you know the value of RB as x by L. So minus x by L, the power value is 1. So here also it is linear variation. In previous session itself, we have discussed that for all the determinate structures, the influence line diagram variation will be linear. Okay. So now the value of RB is minus x by L. Now I am going to apply the value of x as x equal to 0 and x equal to Z. You know what is mean by Z? Okay. Z is the distance between the point A and D. Okay. Let me draw in different colors so that it will be easy for you to understand. The distance between the point A and D is denoted as Z, whereas the distance between the free end C and the point E is denoted as Z1. This and all we have seen in the previous diagram itself. Okay, now I am going to apply the value as x equal to 0 and x equal to Z. So the value of FD will be like it will be 0. When I apply the value of x equal to Z means it will be like minus Z by L. Okay, now you found the value of the force at the point D when we are applying the unit load in the portion AD. Just keep it at one side. Okay, next we are going to obtain the value of the force while applying the unit load in the between the point B and C. Okay, for that what I am doing is, again I am going to see either one side of the section. Okay, the section I considered is FD. In this, if I take the right side means I will be having unit load and the support reaction B. Whereas if I take the left side, I will be having only the reaction at the point A. So I am choosing the left side for the second case. This is second case. So far we have seen the first case, that is this case. Now this is third loading condition, this is second loading condition. In second loading condition, the value of FD will be like minus RA because this is the point D. Okay. So for considering the shear force, I should choose either left side or right side of the point I am considering, that is D. Okay. So I am choosing the left side because to simplify the calculation. So you know the value of RA. It is L minus x by L. It is not minus x, it is plus because left upward is positive. Right upward is only negative, left upward is positive. So you know the value of RA as L minus x by L. Okay. This is also linear variation. Now what will be the value of x? It will vary from Z, this point to L. Okay. You should clearly know this one. So this is your beam. This is your overhanging beam. Here is your point D. Here is your point E. This distance is marked as Z and this distance is marked as Z1. Okay, the span between the support, okay, between the support is only L, whereas the distance between this support and the free end is A. You should be clear about this. Okay, this is very important. Then only you can solve this. So far, in the first loading condition, we have discussed about that when the first loading condition is meant for the unit load moving from the point 0 to Z, that is from this point to this point. அப்படி move ஆகும்போது what will be the variation we found. And in the second loading condition, we are going to find that when the unit load is moving from the point D to the point B, when the unit load is moving from the point D to B. So the value of x will start from Z and the value of x will end at the point L. So the value of RA will become L minus Z by L. Whereas in the second condition, that is when x equal to L, the value of RA will become 0. Okay, this is not RA, I'm sorry, this is FD. Both will be same, but you have to write it right here as FD. Okay. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to take the third loading condition. So far, we have discussed the two loading conditions to determine the influence line diagram for the force in the point D. Now we are going to take the third loading condition. Okay, for the third loading condition, I am applying the load at this point. Okay, so it will be convenient for me to take in the right portion, but there is no load at all. So we should not take that. So obviously I have to take this side only. So after solving, the value of FT will be, again it will be equal to RA. Okay, so it will be minus A minus X by L. It is also linear variation. Now the X is moving from 0 to A. Am I right? First loading, you have this is first. Second, from the portion D to B. Third, you are finding from the point B to C. Here the value is x equal to 0. Here the value of x equal to A. Okay. So FD value will become A by L, minus A by L when x value is 0. And FD value becomes 0 when you are applying x as 0. Sorry, x as A. So far you have obtained so many values for this FD. Okay, let us write it and then we shall draw the influence line diagram for the force at the point D. Okay. So in first loading condition, the value of FD will be like 0 to minus Z by L. In second loading condition, the value is L minus Z by L to 0. In third loading condition, the value of FD becomes minus A by L to 0. Okay, so in the influence line diagram will be changing like this. Okay, here it is 0. It is coming as minus Z by L. Since the sign is negative, you have to mark it in the compression side. Okay. Now the value of influence line diagram for the overhanging beam for the member, for the force at the point D will be like this. Okay, it will be varying from 0 to A by L. Okay, then at the same point it is L minus Z by L. Okay, this is according to the loading condition 2. Next, at the point B, it becomes 0. Whenever again it's moving to the point, it will get the ordinate value as minus A by L. Okay, now we have found the influence line diagram for the force D. Okay, next what we are going to do is, we are going to find the influence line diagram for the moment for this overhanging beam. For this also we are going to take all the three conditions. This is the condition number 1, this is the condition number 2, and this is the condition number 3. Okay, for this also what you will be doing, so you want to find the moment at the point D. Now I am taking the condition number 1, loading condition number 1. Whenever I am taking moment above the point D, what happens, either I should take this portion or that portion. Now I am taking the right side portion, so the value will become minus RB into its corresponding distances L minus Z. Okay, this is Z, this is L. So the distance between this will be RB and this point is L minus Z. Am I right? You know the value of RB as X by L. So the value of MD will be minus X by L into L minus Z. Now here the value of X is varying from X equal to 0 to X equal to Z. So the value of moment above the point D will be 0, and here the value of moment will be minus Z by L into L minus Z. Okay, this is according to the condition 1, loading condition 1. Next we are going to find the value of moment above the point D according to the loading condition 2. Okay, according to the loading condition 2. So now this is the loading condition 2. This is the point D. Now I am taking the moment about the point D. Which side will be preferable to choose means left side will be preferable again. So I am taking as RA into its corresponding distances Z. You know the value of RA as L minus X by L. So into Z. So the value of MD will be L minus X by L into Z. Here the load is varying from the point Z to L. From the point Z to L. So the value of moment will be equal to L minus Z by L into Z, and when it is in the point L, the value will be 0. Okay, next we are going to discuss the third loading condition. Okay. Next we are going to discuss the third loading condition. For this, what we are going to do is, we are going to take moment about the point D. Here is the point D. So, we obviously choose the left portion of the D, that is RA into its distance. Here the value of RA is minus A minus of A minus X by L. Okay, this is the value of RA into Z. Okay, so the value of MD is minus A minus X by L into Z. Now the variation is from the point 0 to A. This is the point 0 and here is the point A. Okay, so the MD value will be equal to minus A by L, that is minus AZ by L. Here the value will be equal to 0. So overall we have found this is according to the condition 3, just write it down. So overall we found the value of MD in the 3 loading condition. Okay, first I will write those values, then we shall plot the influence line diagram. It will be easy for us to understand. Okay, first X. Okay, now here I am going to write the value of MD. X value is 0, X value is up to Z. Am I right? X value is up to Z. Next, what is happening? From Z, from that point itself, you are starting up to the point L. Again, it's starting from 0 to A. Here the value is 0. For when it is in Z location, it is Z by L into L minus Z. This is for the second condition. And third condition, it is L minus Z by L into Z. You can see these both are same. Okay. When it is equal to L, the value of MD will become 0. When it is 0, the value is minus a by L into z. When the x value is equal to a, the value is equal to 0. Okay, you can see that these two values are same because we have found this for the same position. Now you plot these points first in the beam. This is A, this is B, this is C. Here is your point D and here is your point E. Okay, so this is 0. Here only you are getting the maximum value. Am I right? Here it is 0. Even in the point B also it is 0. What is happening means it is going like this to the point C. This value is equal to z by L into L minus z, and this value is equal to minus a z by L. Okay, and this is the influence line diagram for the moment at the point D. Okay, from this, okay, till this we can stop. Okay, hope you all understand. Try to solve some of the assignment problems. I will be giving the assignment problems. Okay, I will be uploading the assignment problems in Google Classroom. You should solve those problems and send it back to the send it in the same Google Classroom. Okay, to post there itself, I will get from there. Okay, so thank you all for watching.